What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package, known as the American Jobs Plan, and the next stimulus package, known as the American Families Plan, as well as what is going on in the world today. The Democrats, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Bernie Sanders, who is the Senate Budget Chairman, the person who is in charge of the budgetary reconciliation process, which is the process where the Democrats can pass packages, checks, and stimulus items all by themselves. Senator Bernie Sanders is the budget chairman. He's the person in charge of that process. They are currently deciding and actually processing behind the scenes. They are going ahead with the budgetary reconciliation process to pass both the next stimulus package and the next infrastructure package together as one major bill, up to $6 trillion, which will leave plenty of money left over for stimulus checks, possibly monthly recurring stimulus checks, in addition to the child tax credits, which are monthly stimulus checks that are going to start going out on July 15th of $250 to $300 per month per child. Those are already passed. Those monthly checks are already a done deal. However, only for 1 year. They want to extend that till 2025 or even permanently in this next package, as well as raise Social Security and include additional Medicare benefits like hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids completely for free for no additional Medicare costs, and lower the Medicare eligibility age down to age 60 or possibly age 55. I think 60 will be the number that they will get passed. And I do think a lot of these provisions are going to be in the next package. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. Remember these times, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so you don't miss out on new updates on the upcoming stimulus package, as well as the stimulus provisions that are becoming available here in the near future from the second and third stimulus check package that has billions of dollars available for you guys, like mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, utility assistance, state stimulus checks, county stimulus checks, and other stimulus programs from the states, cities, and counties, as well as other programs like the emergency broadband benefit, which thousands of our viewers have already gotten $50 off per month from their internet bill or their phone bill. So I'm going to be letting you guys know about all types of different programs that can put money in your pocket, in addition to the fourth stimulus check and the Social Security raises. So first up, we're going to go directly to the Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrats in the Senate, regarding what they're currently doing with the passage of this next package, the next infrastructure package and the next stimulus package, that is kind of going to go one of two ways right now. One, they're working on a bipartisan agreement, which means an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats to pass a smaller physical infrastructure package. Or the Democrats are also talking about a $6 trillion stimulus check package and infrastructure package combined. And they're going to pass that through the reconciliation process, which is the way the Democrats can pass the next package completely on their own without a single Republican vote. That is exactly how the Democrats passed the third stimulus check package. They passed those $1,400 stimulus checks, the monthly child tax credits, about $45 billion for mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, and utility assistance. And they did it all without a single Republican vote. And there's probably about a 50-50 chance they're going to do that again with this next package. Also, I want to say happy Father's Day to everybody. As you probably know, I am a father of a 3-year-old who turned 3 years old a few months ago. Julian, yeah, he's a handful, a bundle of energy. We may have some special guests on the show here for the next two videos, which will be at 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. tonight. So make sure to join us for those episodes later on today. Again, happy Father's Day. You guys are amazing. So here is Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
Despite a consensus in Washington that America needs more investment in our infrastructure, it's been decades since Congress passed a standalone bill to address the issue. This Congress is working hard to remedy that fact. As I've repeated, Discussions about infrastructure are moving forward along two tracks. One is bipartisan. The second deals with components of the American Jobs and Families Plan, which we will consider even if it lacks bipartisan support. Though I would note, a recent poll showed that President Biden's Infrastructures and Families Plan is broadly popular. Nearly 70% of Americans support President Biden's infrastructure plan. More than 60% support additional support for American families. Now, despite some over-dramatized punditry, the truth is both tracks are moving forward very well, and both tracks need each other. So we want to work with our Republican colleagues on infrastructure where we have common ground. And Democrats believe we have other priorities that the Senate must consider above and beyond a bipartisan infrastructure bill, not the least of which is addressing the urgent challenge of climate change. Yesterday, I convened all 11 members of the Senate Budget Committee to discuss the reconciliation track. And today, I'll convene the group of Democrats negotiating with Republicans to discuss the bipartisan track. We set up the two tracks about a month ago. Each is proceeding along, and the two tracks are parallel, working in concert, progressing well.
So the Senate Democrats, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Bernie Sanders are working on the paperwork and the behind-the-scenes motions and things they need to do to pass it through the reconciliation process without any Republican votes at all. Now, the thing about this is this is actually around $2 trillion more than the Democrats originally had planned for these two packages combined. So that leaves an additional $2 trillion for such items as Social Security increases, Medicare expansion and additional Medicare benefits, and stimulus checks. Remember, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Bernie Sanders, the Senate Budget Chairman, are both part of the 28 different lawmakers that are actually in support of monthly recurring stimulus checks to be included in the infrastructure package. And while Chuck Schumer is the Senate Majority Leader, the leader of the Democrats in the Senate. The bill that they are both in support of and have actually signed a public letter in support of is co-sponsored by Senator Ed Markey and Elizabeth Warren, pushing President Joe Biden for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks that would go until the pandemic is officially declared over by the U.S. government. Most officials think it will be somewhere around the end of the year, so you'd still be looking at maybe 5 months of $2,000 stimulus checks monthly, every single month. However, there's another bill from the U.S. House of Representatives from Democrats Rashida Tlaib and, even more importantly, Democratic Representative Pramila Jayapal, who's the leader of the Democratic Progressive Caucus, which is around half of all the Democrats in the House of Representatives. And the Democrats, along with the Republicans, they generally all vote together. So if they see a lot of support from the Democrats, they almost all the time vote all together, just like we've seen with the third stimulus check package. Their bill is for a one-time $2,000 stimulus check, then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments that would go until 1 year after the pandemic is declared over. So maybe a couple months this year and then an additional 12 months of payments that would go until 1 year after the pandemic is declared over. And this is because the economic recovery is going to take years. 2008, 2009, it took 4 to 5 years for everything to get back on normal. So they're trying to pass these different stimulus packages, additional stimulus checks, different stimulus package programs like mortgage assistance, rental assistance, property tax assistance, utility assistance, extra SNAP benefits, extra pandemic EBT benefits, all these additional benefits to help out Americans during this crisis, but also to help out, businesses. When you go out and spend that money at small businesses, grocery stores, pay your rent, that goes to that business who then can stay in business, pay their employees, and help the economic recovery hopefully not take as long as 4 to 5 years. President Biden has also recently said that he's happy to hear a range of ideas to be included in this next stimulus package, like a fourth stimulus check. And he's actually open to a fourth stimulus check if the Democratic representatives want to include it in this next package, which is exactly what they want to do. They want monthly stimulus checks, or maybe a worst case scenario, we will see a single stimulus check added into this next package. President Biden is for or actually open to a new round or another round of a fourth stimulus check based on his current last words the last time he was asked about it, which was just a few days ago. Both Senator Bernie Sanders as well as President Joe Biden are both in favor of Social Security raises to be included in this infrastructure package as well if they combine the two and pass them as one package. Senator Bernie Sanders has a plan to raise Social Security for all Social Security beneficiaries by a little bit over $100 per month. President Biden is actually in favor of and actually has his own plan. He's actually in favor of two different plans to raise Social Security beneficiaries, or Social Security benefits, I should say. As you can see here, under President Biden's plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level, which would mean that Social Security would be increased to a minimum of $1,341 per month as a bare minimum, which is a little bit over $16,000 for anybody on Social Security. In addition to this, people who have received benefits for at least 20 years would get a 5% bump, and widows or widowers would receive about 20% more per month than their Social Security earnings. Again, he wants eligible workers to get a minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level, which comes out to $1,341 per month as the bare minimum Social Security benefit. People who have received benefits for at least 20 years would get a 5% bump in addition, and widows and widowers would also receive an additional 20% more per month. In addition to this, President Biden also backs the bill from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden that have unveiled a plan to increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. This is another one of the plans that could be enacted into these next package or two, depending on if they pass them one by one or if they pass them together. The plan is to provide more than 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over 2 years, is part of the Senate Democrats' bold Phase 3 stimulus proposal, is one of the two stimulus provisions for Social Security beneficiaries to be included in this next stimulus package. As you can see here, President Biden also proposes changing the measurement for the annual cost of living increases known as COLA to the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, or the CPIE, which could more closely track expenses retirees face and probably give you larger year-to-date or yearly updates for the COLA increase that you get every single year would be more. To pay for these higher benefits, these Social Security increases, President Biden would apply Social Security payroll taxes to those making $400,000 and up. In 2021, workers generally pay the 6.2 Social Security tax only up to $142,800 of wages. After $142,800, a person making that much money would not pay any more Social Security taxes after that amount, after almost $143,000. They want to then start re-kick in Social Security taxes for people that make larger amounts. So what they want to do is start taxing people again on income over $400,000 for anybody that makes over $400,000. As you can see here, earnings between $142,800 and $400,000 would not be subject to those levies under the plan. They would basically restart paying Social Security taxes on over $400,000. And they say that this alone, this small little change to very high income earners, can pay for all these Social Security increases. Now, this is currently on the block. It's one of the things they're negotiating on over the next stimulus package and the next infrastructure package. The real question is are they going to pass them together through the good old reconciliation process, which is exactly how they passed the third stimulus check package? Or are they going to go with a smaller physical infrastructure package, pass that with Republican support, which would also make moderate Democrats like Senator Joe Manchin more happy, and then would be easier to pass the next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, with just the reconciliation process? See, the problem is I see a lot of people in the comments saying, yeah, let's just pass the larger package and let's just do it through the reconciliation process. Now, there's a very good chance that they might do that, but what the issue though, they're going to run into issues either way, right? So if they go with the smaller infrastructure package, the Democrats, a lot of them are saying, like Senator Bernie Sanders, he's saying he's not going to vote for it because it's too small of a package. The deals that they're doing right now is around 1.2 trillion. The Democrats want around 2.3 trillion for the infrastructure package alone. So it's like half of what the Democrats want to spend. So when we go too low, we start to lose some Democrats that are more progressive and want larger. They want more and more and more. They want larger stimulus checks. They want larger Social Security increases. They want larger infrastructure. But Republicans want less, less, less. They want to generally spend around $1 trillion. When you start going over $1 trillion, you start to lose Republican votes. So you can see how it's kind of you go too much one way or too much the other way, you start losing votes either way. If the Democrats go, which they're working on right now, they're working on both these deals simultaneously. So if they get a deal with Republicans, they'll pass it if everybody agrees. Or if not, they're already working on the reconciliation process, so they'll go that route if needed. The problem is if they go that route and it's this really large package, like $6 trillion, we're going to see people like Senator Joe Manchin, the Democratic senator from West Virginia, who's a moderate. He's going to be like, well, yeah, I'm not so sure. $6 trillion, like, what's in it for me, right? And this is pretty much what he did with the third stimulus check package. And they had to actually negotiate it with him the day they were passing it on the Senate floor. The vote was open and they had to pause the vote and go behind closed doors and negotiate with him. And they actually negotiated the income check thresholds down from $100,000 to $80,000. So it starts at 75,000 and goes to 80,000 now is the full cutoff as opposed to 100,000 it used to be before. Now a single filer head of household gets 112,500 and a joint married filing couple gets double the 75 to 80,000, so 150 to 160. But they used to get up to 200,000. Senator Joe Manchin kind of negotiated that down literally the day they were voting on it. But they also threw in that $10,200 of unemployment tax break, which went back retroactive and made any unemployment income that you had for 2020, they made that first $10,200 of income, unemployment income, tax free, which meant that the average person is going to get an additional $1,000 stimulus check back from that money they paid on the unemployment taxes. So the average person is going to get around $1,000 because of that. So that goes to show you they can add in or subtract or change details up till the very day they're passing it. In fact, the second stimulus check was added in just about 5 or 6 days before they passed the package. It originally started with no stimulus check at all. And then on the fifth or sixth day before, they finally added in the stimulus check. Now, the IRS is still sending out these $10,200 stimulus checks that is basically tax-free money from unemployment, and they say they're going to send out another 2 million checks this week alone for that. In addition to, the IRS is sending out tax return refunds. As you know, there's a lot of people that have been waiting months for their tax return refunds. I have literally seen comments from viewers saying they've been waiting over 3+ months. The IRS says the average time that people wait for IRS refunds from their taxes is around 21 days right now. That's like group one. The other group is there's about 30 million tax returns that are being manually pulled from the pool because of whatever reason, right? You know, the IRS has, thousands of reasons. And if they pull your tax return for manual processing, then you're more like in the 2 to 3 or month or more waiting list. And yeah, I've seen comments from you guys even still today that you filed your taxes in like May or March. I'm sorry, February or March, and yeah, you're still waiting on your tax return. That probably means that your tax return was pulled for a manual processing, and they're doing it right now, as well as sending out those IRS tax refunds for the unemployment money, as well as still sending out third stimulus checks. They're still sending around, I think it's around 1 million checks per week or two right now. They're still sending out for the third stimulus checks, mostly to people who just filed a 2020 tax return, and the IRS now has information about them, knowing that they need to send out the next stimulus check, the third stimulus check for them. So I'll keep you up to date on everything. State stimulus checks, county stimulus checks. I'm going to have a new video on that later today, probably. So make sure to subscribe down below. Remember, new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Happy Father's Day. I will have some special guest appearances on the show later today for Father's Day. So don't miss our 3 p.m. video and our 8 p.m. video later today. It'll be a good one. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. You can click this video here to watch my video about how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I've had dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.